Go, it's recording.
But the timer hasn't started. Or has it started? I don't know.
Ready?
Who's timing?
I'm ready.
Maya's timing.
Lord.
Alright, go.
Alright, so everybody, my name's David. I'm going to be doing this presentation. Cool. So this presentation was actually inspired because I saw a headline that I was actually really interested in, and it was written by a man named Thomas Heath, and it was about Apple being the first trillion-dollar company in history, and Thomas Heath is a liar. That is not true. It's not the first trillion-dollar company on Earth. And I thought that was kind of interesting, actually, because I'm curious if any of you, in general, know what the largest company ever was.
East India Trading Company.
Walmart.
Ta-da!
Raise your hands.
Wait, turn your cold on.
Spoiled, correct. It's a Dutch East India Trading Company. I'm impressed, especially from the symbol. How many of you guys know what this is?
I watched
Caribbean.
Because you all watch Pirates of the Caribbean. Excellent. Okay. So, but very few people know anything about like what the actual company was, and I again, I have 3 minutes, so I don't have a lot to talk about the entire history of the company because it was a 280-year-old company. But I do want to talk about just how big it was because I think the scale is pretty impressive. Okay, so what does the biggest company ever on planet Earth look like? So I want to give some perspective here. This is a chart that shows Apple's net worth after it hit $1 trillion compared to company GDP, gross domestic product. So Apple, at $1 trillion, was equal to all of Russia, Chile, and Qatar's GDP combined, right?
Fuck 'em.
This includes things like Amazon, right? Amazon is worth more than all of Spain. Microsoft's worth than like Mexico, UAE, Poland. It's huge, right?
Yeah.
Huge amounts of money.
Grease is free.
And if you look here, you can see some modern day companies and their net worth. The largest one, I mean, these are all companies that you might have heard of, or large oil companies, etc. Let's scale this up a little bit, though. Okay, so that's those same 5 companies that we saw, plus the South Sea Company. Then let's scale it up a little bit more with the East India Trading Company, which was valued approximately at its peak at 7.3 trillion modern day dollars, or roughly 7 times larger than Apple. This is, of course, in scaled money. This wasn't in actual raw dollars. Back in the day, it was at like $79 million. So I just want to put this in perspective as to what that means when you have that much money. At the time, they employed about 78,000 employees. They had a standing army of 250,000 soldiers, which is twice as large as the British Army at the time. And I want to put that in perspective. The Americans, when they beat the British had a standing army of about 92,000 soldiers. The East India Trading Company at the time had an army almost 3 times that size. They had over 400 vessels, putting them at the 3rd largest navy on the planet. They were over half of the British Empire's total gross domestic product. And their primary revenue sources shifted in between things like textiles, foodstuffs, all the way to things like the opium trade. If you know about the opium wars in China, that was the East India Trading Company.
What's opium?
Big money maker.
Drugs.
Hard drugs.
Who
Not the fun kind.
Selling dope.
Depends on who you're asking.
Slinging the pot.
Slave trading, raw resources, spices, tea, they did it all. And that's a breakdown of the chart.
Wow. It's a good chart.
They're real big.
God
God save the queen. That's fine.
Woo!